And I said it here. MJF was going to beat CM Punk. He had to beat CM Punk. It wasn't going to be clean. It didn't have to be clean. It didn't. Because this story needed to continue. This story isn't over. They've been going at it for the past 4 months, and they've had one match. A match that CM Punk lost. Yes, with outside interference. Yes, with a little help from Wardlow, who, from what I can tell, gained some respect for CM Punk, and they have mutual respect. Can we just talk about the response Wardlow has gotten since, standing up to MJF? I mean, that guy, already have, in my mind, already have a storyline in place for that to happen in the very near future. Because I think this year, 2022, is the year that MJF becomes AEW World Champion. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it should happen. As a matter of fact, I think MJF should be the guy, the man to dethrone Hangman Adam Page to become AEW World Champion. Will that happen at Double or Nothing? Or will it happen at All In? I don't know. But it has to happen this year because MJF is just that damn talented. He's just that damn better than you, and we all know it. We can see that every single time he's in the middle of that ring, every time he smirks, every time he even opens his mouth. The fans want to hate him, the fans love to hate him, and that's really hard to find. It is. A guy you love to hate, but you can damn well admit that he is better than you. He's the best in that ring. He's the best on that mic. He can entertain you like no one else. And don't get me wrong, MJF can go in that ring. He's proven that in the past. He can wrestle. He's not just a guy who can talk on the mic and garner heel heat like nobody else. He's a heel magnet. MJF can go. He's a wrestler. And just like a year and a half ago when they had him going up against Jon Moxley at All In, where I predicted that MJF was going to win that title because he was undefeated. And I didn't think they were going to have him lose to Jon Moxley, and they did. But guess what? MJF did not suffer from that. He got better from that. So now he beats CM Punk, thanks to some help from Wardlow, of course. And now, if you ask me, they're building up to the rematch at Revolution. And I know that Pro Wrestling 101 dictates that CM Punk get his win back, and then eventually they're gonna pop another big rating on Dynamite with the rubber match, with the third match on TV. That seems like a logical choice. That seems like Pro Wrestling 101. One win for the heel, one win for the babyface. Third match, pit them together. Whoever wins, they win the feud, they win the rivalry. But here's an idea. Why not have MJF beat CM Punk in the rematch? Why not have MJF beat CM Punk every single time they're in that ring? Today, tomorrow, in the future, a year from now, 5 years from now, it doesn't matter. Why not have it be that CM Punk can just never beat MJF? And you know the beauty of this idea? Doing what I just said, having CM Punk never been able to beat MJF does not hurt CM Punk. Because CM Punk is a world champion, a multi-time world champion. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in whichever Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame you want to talk about. He's had 5-star matches. He's garnered crowd reactions that rival those of the greatest legends in the past. That's CM Punk. So having CM Punk lose to MJF and having CM Punk not be able to beat one of the best that AEW has to offer, and someone who I'm sure when it's all said and done 20 years down the line, MJF will be known as one of the greatest stars in pro wrestling history. If you have CM Punk not be able to defeat him, it does not hurt him at all. It doesn't hurt the straight edge superstar. It doesn't hurt the voice of the voiceless. And yeah, if you look on the counterpart, if you look at it from that point of view, if you have MJF lose to CM Punk, that doesn't really hurt MJF either, because it's CM Punk beating him. And MJF's, like I said, he's talented enough to get back up on his feet, and wrestling fans will hate him and be back on his support. It's as simple as that. You can go either way. You can't go wrong. But I'm just salivating at the chance of telling that story. MJF is the one man, the one guy, the one wrestler. Doesn't matter in what circumstances, doesn't matter how you cut it. CM Punk never beat him. CM Punk. We're talking about CM Punk here. Never beat MJF. That's the story, if it were up to me, that I would tell. And if you ask me, I think CM Punk will be on board with it. Punk is got 2, 3, 5 years tops left in his pro wrestling career. I doubt he wants to keep doing this for a very, very long time. So in my mind, he's here to make money. He's here to get some kind of redemption for the way he left WWE and the way he left his pro wrestling career and all his fans back in 2014. I think that's CM Punk's main goal. But he also has to help AEW make good business, and that is putting over the newer generation. But anyway, those are my thoughts. My thought is MJF beats CM Punk every single time they're in the middle of that ring. One-on-one. Doesn't matter. But what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think CM Punk would not agree with that? Do you think CM Punk is going to actually get his rematch at Revolution and win that match, and then we're going to have a third grudge match on TV, on Dynamite, or on Rampage? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions on the comments section below.